What's going on, everybody? My name's Isaac Mihangos. I'm a photographer and web video producer. In this video, let's talk about the time that I got scammed on eBay. And along with the story, I hope to give you some tips and tricks and just what I've learned from this kind of crazy experience that I had on eBay. You know, why did I even start and what did I start selling on eBay? So originally I was doing the Gary Vee Flip challenge, and I was selling just a little bit on eBay. I had originally bought a brand new camera and I was gonna sell off the old one just to kind of compensate for how much I spent on it, but I was being a dingus and I actually had underestimated Moore's Law, the law of diminishing returns, and new technologies and cheaper technologies, which meant that my camera had lost a lot of value. Originally I had placed it on Craigslist, and if you know Craigslist, it is like the worst thing in the world. It's a bunch of lowballing, people asking you really dumb questions that were already answered on the post. But nonetheless, I'm just like, okay, Craigslist has worked before, especially with these types of items. But I was getting some really low balls. Like, damn, dude, like, great, that sounds nasty. But I'm just like, after a few months, I'm just like, wow, I made a really bad financial decision, and the time that I could return the camera had gone away. I'm just like, okay, time to post it on eBay. I thought I knew everything when it came to selling on eBay, but I was completely wrong in that terms. So I posted the item on eBay. I didn't post it super high and I didn't post it super low because eBay does take a portion of your cash when you sell it. That's how they make money. That's like a price that if they took a portion, I would be okay with how much they took because I would still be making a decent amount of money, right? And I posted on there, put a description, and I kind of waited. I did receive some low balls within the first few hours. I'm just like, okay, this is gonna be Craigslist all over again. But to my surprise, someone actually bought it for the full price. So after they bought the item, the buyer contacted me and they're like, hey, can you actually send it to this address? And I looked at the address and it was, instead of going originally to the East Coast, it was actually to Southern California. And I was really happy because at that point I'm like, okay, it's gonna ship there, it's gonna get there faster, and I'm gonna get my money faster because it takes a bit of time for your money to clear out from eBay and PayPal and all that stuff. So I'm like, okay, yeah, dude, I'm just waiting for the PayPal to come through. And then the PayPal came through a few hours later, but it was something really odd, which was that it was only 1 penny. Contacted the guy, I'm like, hey, I received the PayPal transaction, but it's only 1 penny. And he's like, no, dude, the money should all be there. And I personally thought that I had made a mistake. He's like, okay, just ship it out as fast as possible. And I'm like, okay, dude, I will check my PayPal because I thought I personally made a mistake. I was still new to eBay. So I checked around, I checked all over, and it kind of ended up in my spam folder. And I'm just like, this is pretty odd. I had already bought some stuff on eBay, and every time that I bought something, it had already been cleared on like my main primary email. I'm just like, this is really weird. Like, all the money showed up, it was correct, and we're just like, okay, I'll probably ship it. So I was still kind of skeptical though, because I was just like looking, I was going kind of crazy. I'm just like, there's no way that I made a mistake like this, right? So I contacted eBay. Hey eBay, I'm just checking to make sure that this item cleared and that it's all good. And they're like, yeah, it shows here that he made a PayPal transaction and that he sent the money. But I don't know if eBay doesn't have a way to check how much money they sent to me, because PayPal and eBay, although they're not owned by the same people anymore, they still work together. And they're like, yeah, just ship it out. If you know anything about the internet or really anything about an email, or if you ever I'm pretty sure you got an email in this age, right? I just kind of hovered around the email. I'm like, why did this end up in my spam? And I hovered over it, and anytime a company or anybody really sends you an email, the logo should be like glowing, like kind of glowing up, or like it should be a dynamic link that once you click on the logo, it should take you to the homepage of the website. But I noticed that in this email, someone was fucking great at Photoshop. The power of Photoshop, right? When I clicked on it, it would not take me anywhere. Like it was just a static image that they sent. I'm like, what the fuck? I contacted PayPal. I'm like, hey guys, like what's up? PayPal always has customer service. I've never really had a problem with them. And I'm just like, hey guys, this guy said that he sent me X amount of money. Can y'all check? And I kind of just waited there. They're like, there seems to be a transaction, but it's only for 1 penny. There doesn't seem to be too much here. And I'm like, can you guys make sure? I was just like, oh God, I was just going nuts over it, right? And they're like, okay, this is not a real transaction. This is a scam. Do not send anything. It's not real. Contact eBay. And then I hung up. I was going to class. And right after I made that phone call, I'm just like, okay, I gotta call eBay to make sure that they know that this is a scam and it's not real. But before that, this guy calls me, and he had originally emailed me a whole bunch like, yo, where's my item? Because I think this happened all within like a day and a half, and you usually get like 3 days to ship out. And I was pretty hesitant, like I said. I was just like, he got my like everything. I think I got a copy of the email too with all his personal information, like where he lives and his phone number and his name, and he gets that too because apparently eBay allows people to do that. Like they can request your information if you bought a product from there for like customer satisfaction or something. It was really okay. I personally answered because it was a Southern California number, and I'm like, okay, it's from SoCal, maybe. And I was just like, okay, I was being a dumbass, basically. Don't answer random numbers. You know, we live in this new age, so don't answer random numbers. And he's like, hey, you got my camera? And I'm like, who the obviously, I was kind of just in shock the way he talked, right? And I'm like, who is this? He's like, it's your buyer from eBay. And he obviously wasn't happy. I'm just making a dumb voice. It's like, yeah, when are you gonna ship out that item? And I kind of already knew that I was not gonna ship out the item. Kind of keep on the ropes and be like, sir, I'm kind of going to class. I'll ship it out as soon as possible. He's like, all right, you better. And then he texts me so much over like a few hours. He's like, can you send that email? Make sure to send that email. And after class, I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna contact eBay and see what's going on. I was super pissed about them just giving my information to random people on the internet. And I was like, oh my god, what? I kind of told him like, okay, PayPal says it's not a real transaction. PayPal works with you guys, obviously, and I don't know if you guys cannot see how much a person sent to me, but sorry, I'm running out of breath here. Let me drink some water. But I was more worried about the personal information stuff, right? And they told me people can request that information and it's part of their policy. And I was just on the phone for a really long time, and I was furious. And in the end, they're like, you know what? Just don't ship the item. We'll take a look into this transaction. We'll see what's going on. They just said, you know what? Just don't ship it. And a few like days later, I looked at the PayPal. I'm just like, hey dude, like this is not a real transaction. I know what's going on. I contacted PayPal and eBay, and yeah, and then after that he stopped texting me. And then a few days later, eBay decided to shut down his account. It was kind of crazy because eBay is pretty legit, right? And this is a pretty expensive item, so I was like, there's no way someone would just kind of load the dice, like throw the dice and hope to get the item. They shut down his account. Everything happened. Like I had to repost the item. And okay, so the item did sell. It didn't sell for as much as I wanted it to, but it didn't sell as low like the people on Craigslist. And I was like okay with the amount of money that I got and all that stuff. You know, to some extent, it's eBay's fault, right? Like, first and foremost, I think Internet Historian did a really great piece on how easy it is to scam people. Like, you don't have to have a PayPal, a debit card, a credit card, or whatever form of Venmo, whatever form of transaction that you use to have an eBay account and to buy something. You can just put some random number on there and you never have to pay. That's bad for the sellers. Also, there should be like a 5-person, like you bought like at least 5 items before you can buy like a high stakes item, right? So here are my tips. First and foremost, I learned how to differentiate the accounts that were kind of that wanted to scam you, because after this whole thing happened, I was still getting offers, but they were like full price, full bid items. They had wanted to buy, and there were at least 5 that happened. But I noticed one thing, that they always join on the day of. So let's say you post something on like January 1st, right? They will have joined eBay on January 1st. And that's like a very big red flag. Also, my dumbass should have noticed from the start when they said they wanted to change their account address, because I believe there's a whole section for request of address change on eBay. So check that out. Make sure that they send you the money right away. Also, make sure that it doesn't end up in your spam. There should be a red flag. Always hover over the logos, and they should send you to like their main website. And of course, always make sure check on eBay. Make sure that you get your money. Don't ship it out right away, especially with these small items. Cameras are relatively small. Like, it's not a bow. It's not like a giant masterpiece, right? It's like a small camera, like a small card collection. And if you're sending out something this like precious and important and expensive, always make sure to get the signature. It costs like $2-3 to have that, so when someone delivers it to that person, they should sign for it. I know it's gonna cost you $2 or $3. It's gonna come out of it, but it's completely worth it. Yeah, always make sure, just check. I trusted eBay and I trust PayPal. And maybe kind of scared to even shop on eBay. I'm more pissed about the information part, because that's very sensitive information. So overall, kind of trust your senses, do some common sense background check within your head, And yeah, just be cautious, be careful, and yeah, that's kind of it. Overall, that was kind of my experience. The flip challenge, it went pretty good. I sold the camera for a decent price, and yeah, that's it. Let me know if you have any crazy eBay stories. I'd love to read about them because it's kind of funny. You think you know everything, and then you don't. Then like something comes left field, and it can be kind of dangerous. So always be cautious, and yeah. So that's it. That's all that I have today. I thank you so much for your time and your attention. My name is Isaac Mihangos, and I'll catch you in the next one.